philosophy matters.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to ZeroState. This is the 4th episode ever, which is pretty cool. We're making some strides here and getting some more and more awesome guests. And we have a really special group today, Freenauts, which is a Liberty rap group, and they are really ready to have some fun here with us. So I'm going to be talking with them about their new album that's coming out, Which Side Are You On, and some of their work, working together over many years. But before I bring them on and introduce them, I want to give you a little taste of what it is that they're doing. So let's go on ahead here and give you a sense of what kind of music and what kind of visuals they like to put out here with their song, The Agora. And we're going to load this up right here for you. So, boom.
Freenauts. Yo, peace to my homie Brandon out there. Put together a nexus. Let's get connected. Ahora, we need the agora. Pa' que no joda. Pa' que no joda. Live free, nah, they can't control that. We need the agora. Pa' que no joda. Pa' que no joda. Politics is rigged, you can't ignore that. Politics is rigged, you can ignore that. Keep propping it up, it won't fall flat. Withdraw your consent and your whole stack. Be your own bank, be your own tank. You can't stop blockchain, beat store lies. 3D printed doing laps like Daytona. Don't attract no cops, no donuts. Kinda economics doing all that.
Okay, it's getting real. They wanna hold us back. I'm trying to hold my steel. They wanna go for that. Cause all they do is steal. They don't produce nothing. I tell a status to their fates like do something. But you can find me in the club or on the beach, yeah. And I don't really fuck with clubs or the beach, yeah. But ever since my freedom became illegal, I'll be damned if they force me to my knees, bitch, please.
Ahora, we need the agora. Pa' que no joda. Pa' que no joda. Live free, nah, they can't control that. We need the agora. Pa' que no joda. Pa' que no joda. Politics is rigged, you can't ignore that.
Computerized humanity. We all robots programmed systematically. Hack the system and create total anarchy. And disconnect from that self-absorbed vanity. Y'all ain't worried about the dozen elitists who deceive us. Y'all trust the leaders. Soylent Green is what they feed us. Why they move their plans further? Forget genocide and mass murder. We more concerned with Justin Bieber eating hamburgers. Silent weapons for quiet wars. Riots form, violence pause. Also they can silence yours. Defiance of tyrants, pyres, hybrid wars. What we're witnessing now is just the mildest form.
One time for my people on the right track. No cap, we need you to all fight back. Óyeme, no tenemos mucho tiempo. Vamos a prosperar sin gobierno. Ahora, we need the agora. Pa' que no joda. Pa' que no joda. Live free, nah, they can't control that. We need the agora. Pa' que no joda. Pa' que no joda. Politics is rigged, you can't ignore that. I'm looking to the Agor's nexus. We need the whole community connected. We're the alternative. Self-sufficient and effective.
All right. That was awesome. That was absolutely incredible, guys.
Appreciate it.
Woo! Nice work. So, I mean, wow. That's really impressive. The song that, you put together with so many different impactful lyrics about the nature of the state and agorism and things like that. It's incredible to see all of your talents come together into this one creation. So seriously, thank you guys. That was awesome.
I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, man. Glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you. Sound off each of y'all and your main role within the group. If you would, we'll just go through. We'll start with the AV here.
Well, I'm AV. What's up?
What's up?
What's your deal, cuz?
What you do with the group? What's your focus?
Oh, okay. I thought we were going one by one. So
Okay.
yeah. Well, I got this whole party started. Known as the man who dropped the first Freenauts track some amount of years ago, and recruited most of the guys on this call. Found CTRAFFIK was doing his thing already with anarchy hip hop, but there wasn't really like a anarchy hip hop group or liberty rap group, so to speak, as far as I could tell. So, you know, when we started collaborating together, CTRAFFIK and I, that was basically the spark of the Freenauts. Silver Stax was there basically from the get as well. He was doing his thing. Had a few liberty, you know, anarchy rap songs out there, you know, that I scoured the internet and somehow came across and was just amazed at the talent of both of these individuals. And I just knew, you know, I had to put something together, you know, growing up listening to hip hop, you know, I literally, you know, lived and breathed hip hop for my youth. So for me, rap groups were always the most special thing, and what I always kind of gravitated to. You know, I just always appreciated the diversity of voices on a song, because, you know, hip hop can be monotonous in and of itself already. So, you know, switching up the different styles and flows and voices was always my favorite kind of rap music. So that's kind of what I grew up doing with friends, and you know, I saw the need in the market for something like Freenauts, so, you know, we had to create it. So yeah, then CTRAFFIK brought Kingdom Come into the mix about a year or two ago. They were already collaborating on some stuff.
Yeah, all of our stuff sounded like Freenauts tracks, like the stuff that we were doing. So it was just automatic. It just became natural to join forces like Voltrons.
A free-flowing synergy for sure.
That's awesome. And then how about you, Silver Stax? What were you doing?
I was really just getting into, you know, like just kind of like flowing about anarchy and stuff like that. I had been rapping like long before that, but I think I might have done like one simple little track, just, you know, just bullshitting one day, and then I actually somehow the guys from the Freedom Fiends actually, and we started chatting, and we put a track together, and I think that's the track that AD found, and then we started talking from there, and then I just kept kind of going with it, you know, doing a little production, little MCing here and there, you know, just having a blast.
Awesome. And with this song, The Agora, how did you all come together and figure out how you're going to put this together? Because there's so many of you, and it's a big track. It's a long song. So how did you figure out who was going to take what, and, you know, what part of the song?
I guess I would say it was spontaneous order. The thing is, it was last year this video was filmed in Acapulco of 21. And as we were preparing to go out there and we were rehearsing our set, because we were the main acts and we had to do it like almost an hour, this song came up. The beat, we already had it in our catalog, and then we started thinking about it, and then Kingdom did his verse over there in Acapulco. We set up like a little studio at the house, like we had like this
capture the
yeah, there was this room inside this big house we were staying at for an Acapulco where we did the watch parties, and we put up a microphone. We brought enough equipment to spin up a little lab, and we were recording and right there on the spot. So the video, you see, every night we were at the beach playing soccer. We have our actual main performance at the Hannah Sun Club. We're gonna be back again on Friday, right, Alex?
February 18th.
February 18th.
Yeah, I believe it's a Friday night. I'm not exactly sure, but February 18th will be the closing night party for Acapulco. Again, this year at the same venue, amazing freaking setting up on the mountains. This nightclub with, like, you know, pools along the side of this beautiful mountain view where you can see the whole city lit up. And there's always like beautiful fireworks and fire dancing and all kinds of stuff like you saw in the video for the Agora. We were also inspired by the homies we just appeared on the show, the Agorist Nexus podcast. They reached out to us and, you know, kind of gave us the idea to do a song about, you know, agorism and the Agora. And so that's how it came together.
Like a really good challenge or something. So we're very much grateful to the Agorist Nexus and that whole crew, the Agora Poco crew. Because when we're in Miami, I mean, not Miami, Acapulco, we have the best beach parties with them. We get to freestyle. That's like more of a fun, you know, beach theme. And, you know, Stax, everybody's going to get on the mic, you know, everybody we can bring out to Acapulco. That's our goal, because you're going to have like a really awesome freestyle session right there on the beach. So big shout out to the Agora Poco people for putting those together.
When you did your sets on the beach, were people really getting into it at the event, like getting along with what you're saying, starting to like sing along with you kind of thing?
Oh yeah, we have a lot of songs that are call and response, and people do love it. They get hype, and the beats are amazing. Like Kingdom has a crazy catalog. As a matter of fact, I'm plugging Malbec, now streaming everywhere. This is the new Kingdom Come album. Just came out like 2 days ago. Malbec is streaming, produced by Ruin, and it's kind of like the prequel to this Freenauts album, because it's Ruin on production. It's a whole bunch of Kingdom Come, and I'm on there too. And this track that I recorded there was years before, you know, Kingdom was with the Freenauts. And if you hear that song, it sounds like a Freenauts track, because we're just going in on the state. We're just it's part of our nature. Yeah, the bald eagle. It's our nature anyways. No matter if we're doing Freenauts or solo work, we're always on the same DNA, the same vibe of you know, just going after the goons and you know, trying to spread wisdom.
Go listen to Malbec. That's why we're drinking Malbec right now.
Oh yeah,
Salud.
Malbec.
Very nice. Salute. My imaginary drink. I did have a whiskey drop.
Kingdom Come.
Yeah, the new Kingdom Come album is streaming everywhere: Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff, YouTube. But then to go back to the question, so we're doing the closing night party at Acapulco, and then we're also doing the opening night concert. You know, it's the 14th. There is a freedom movement concert with a bunch of really great acts from the Liberty community, different styles of music, musicians, and it's actually sponsored by Pirate Chain, so shout out to Pirate.
I see what
and that's our album release party too. So that's the 14th on Valentine's Day, where the people are going to get an exclusive listen a week before the album drops, which is on 2/22.
It's the first live performance of the album. A bunch of these songs. There's a lot of amazing songs we're bringing to the table that, you know, are some of our favorite songs from the new album. So that's gonna be the first time we give it to the world and get to hear it live.
Project. I think it's gonna be a big surprise to the community and everybody. Like I always tell people, like, you know, I've been doing music for 20 plus years, and you know, I'm part of different groups and projects and things like that. But like what we're doing here is always been true to my heart. Like, you know, I'll do all types of different styles of music, but there's always echoes of, you know, of what we do. So to just be able to be in that vein, that channel, and just, you know, do what we do and focus on that, it's an amazing thing. So I think each of us brings something special out of everybody, out of each other, and it's just a free flowing synergy type of cohesive, you know, mesh.
Yeah, Kingdom brought Ruin. So we got DJ Ruin, who produced the Malbec. AV has a beat on the album. Stax has a beat on the album. Everybody's contributed through production and lyrics. So we're combining all the elements, and everybody's talents is shining here. Because AV he just out of nowhere, the Agora State of Mind. We heard this beat. He was just like, you know, fucking around. He's just like, guys, what do you guys think about this? And then next thing you know, it's on the album. And that's one of the ones we're going to be doing live.
Yeah,
we're spontaneous. The music just comes to us.
So why do you make music in the first place? I'm kind of curious to hear each of your like inspiration and what it is that drives you to do music, you know, as opposed to any other type of like art. Like what is your purpose? What do you want to see in your outcome? So
for the chicks, man, obviously it's all about the girls, bro. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, we get tons of girls being a Liberty rap group, obscure,
Micro niche Liberty rap group. Yeah.
super niche. But no, really, this is the beginning of something that's going to blow up. Freenauts is the future, as I like to say, because wait and see. So why? I mean, it doesn't exist. That's kind of like what I said, already. It's the music that I want to hear. I think that's true for a lot of artists. They want to try to create the music that they want to hear. They try to take a mesh of all their favorite stuff or whatever, or try to create something new that doesn't exist. So I think we just have a message that people really need to hear, especially these days. That's why it's such an urgent album. Which side are you on?
The easy answer is love, because you love it. And where I work, my work area is a studio, so I built myself a studio. Like, not having a microphone is like not having plumbing to me, so I can move anywhere. I'll go into any apartment anywhere on earth, but as soon as I start living there, I'm gonna put a mic somewhere and I'm gonna start. The lab gets built up again, so it's like an extension of you. It's a great thing to do. And even when I'm not like doing Freenauts shows, I do karaoke and shit bars. So I'm always working. So you just gotta love what you do, and give.
Yeah, CTRAFFIK's hosting the karaoke night at Anarchapulco this year, by the way, too. Again, we'll be out there for the open mic, karaoke, all that good stuff. There's always an opportunity to jump on stage, and everybody's always got a drink in their hands, so you don't got to be shy, because it's all love and good times, good vibes. So yeah, we're really stoked about that. Anarchapulco, as it's just coming right around the corner. It's kind of like our big annual bash away from the craziness, here in the USSA.
Right. How about you, Kingdom Come? What do you get inspired by? What drives you?
So for me, this is my life. Like, it's like creation, right? So, I mean, when I'm cooking, that's art to me. When I walk, how I dress, how I talk, I live it, I breathe it. As far as the musical aspect, it is my passion. It is my guiding source of light that keeps me focused in this insanity out here, So I like to have fun and explore all types of realms in that, but the responsibility that comes with that is something that I hold true to heart. And I think I do that well. And it's just, it's shining that light, man. It's who I am, so I take a lot of pride in that. And, I love it. I've made money, lost money doing it. And I always come back to, I'm going to be doing it till I'm on this earth. It's just what I do.
Right. Okay.
And this man's a beast. He shines his light, by the way. 12 albums catalog deep now with Malbec that just dropped. So
that's a lot.
Yeah. Peep the resume.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, Stax, what you got? What inspires you? What makes you go?
I'm obsessed with music, and this is coming from a guy that doesn't like to listen to music, because I don't because I spent a lot of my like early life just hating what I was hearing, just absolutely hating it. And then I didn't want to be one of those guys that just was just always being negative, when I figured I could why not just make what I want to hear? And so like I just dove in head first. I mean, ever since I was a kid making beats on my PlayStation. Like, any of y'all remember like MTV Music Generator? Like, I was making beats on Music Generator, and it never went away. And then I got a copy of FL Studio, and then it just went crazy on that, and it just stuck. Like, if I'm having a good day or a bad day, or I'm exhausted and I just need to zone out, I'll come home and I'll just dive right into music. And then before I know it, it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I gotta be up an hour. And so I just try to make what I want to hear. And instead of complaining about what's out there, which is a lot of trash, I just try to do what I can to hopefully like balance it out in some way.
Awesome.
Yeah, sometimes it taints your creativity process, right? Like, when I'm in album mode, I'll usually I won't listen to any rap, not that I do it, but because
I barely listen to rap in general.
Yeah, it's because it's hard not to get influenced by something that you're hearing.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And then like even if you're not trying to, like before you notice it, like you'll end up writing a verse, and I'm like, why does this sound like this? This shit ain't me, or you know what I mean? Like just so I tune everything out, and then even when I am listening to music, I have my go-to artists that I listen to. I have all of their shit downloaded, and that's my collection of music, and I rarely like stray away from that collection.
Well, for each of you, who would you say? I mean, you could have many, but let's just try to focus it to one. Who would you say is your biggest influence or inspiration in terms of music or music production or producing? Like, who would you say is your biggest influence? So, kick it off, AV. Who is your biggest influence in music?
I gotta pick one. That's always like the hardest question.
I know it's hard. Pick one. Say why. Like, what makes it if you had to pick?
I'd say a Tribe Called Quest was always my favorite growing up. I just the vibe and energy of that the whole native tongues with De La Soul and them. They really created something that wasn't being done at the time. It was a lot of gangster rap dominating hip hop, and they made it okay. Kind of like in some ways the way that Kanye did, like 20 years later, had to redo it again. Because this stuff goes in cycles or whatever. Made it okay to just like be yourself and not try to like have to be like thug life or whatever, because that's not everybody's experience. And so real hip hop is like authenticity, and so
you come from or what if it's pure and authentic, it gets the stamp of approval. That's the beauty of it.
Amen.
All right, Chaffee, what's it got for you? Number one.
Oh man, that was such a difficult. I was just plotting this answer. Like, what the hell? How do you answer this question? Because I would say Wu-Tang Clan, but at the same time, if I had to pick one person as like the nucleus of my inspiration, probably has to be Redman.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Reggie Noble, because he,
Yes, sir.
and not just him, but also Eric Sermon. They educated me on James Brown and how to get funky way before, and now that's what I try to do on these shows, is get funky. And when I'm at the karaoke and the shit bars, I'm challenging myself for like James Brown music. So put myself out there. Like, This Is a Man's World is a tough song to do, to nail that song.
It's funny I'll say to cut you off, but Alex, I definitely see you come from the family tree of a Tribe, and CTRAFFIK 100% Redman. Oh.
Yeah, because I remember listening to like Redman's albums like on the Metro bus on the way to school, and just busting out laughing. And people don't know, but I got my headphones on, and they don't know why I'm laughing my ass off at the back of the bus at like 6 a.m. on the 7 bus, the one that took me to Miami Central.
There is a dark
17. Oh yeah, There's a Dark Side killed me. But it's like 6 a.m. Like you're on the way to high school and you're like half awake on the Metro bus, and Redman is just taking you on a funky journey somewhere to the dark side. And so it's like a movie. It's storytelling. It's lyrical. It could be humorous. It could be everything. And also he's affiliated with Wu-Tang anyway. So that was kind of like my gateway drug then, I guess. Even though I liked a lot of hip hop. Yeah, for a long time. But I think that's where I saw like how good it could get. And you know what I mean? That's a good inspiration.
Awesome. How about you,
Spoiler alert, you might actually hear Redman on some upcoming new shit.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a spoiler.
No,
right.
Not really. Just kidding.
All right. So how about you, Kingdom Come? What's your influence? Who's really made an impact on you?
Musically, we're talking about musical artists, right?
Music, yeah, or producer, something of that nature. Yeah.
I would have to break it down into genres, but if I were to say one, it'd be Peter Tosh. I'm a big
nice. This guy.
That's all I listen to is Roots.
Oh yeah. You got the Dubzilla album coming.
A cross between Peter Tosh and Cool G Rap. If the two, had something, that's me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Cool G Rap. Freaking legend.
How about you, Stax?
Oh man, it's really hard to not say Cool G Rap. Like it's really hard, man. That man is a master word flipper. But I gotta say Pharaoh Monch. That dude is a god.
The
Like,
style lord. The style lord.
he is an absolute monster. I mean, his wordplay is just his wordplay is unmatched. Like I fuck with him so heavy. And
Pharaoh Monch is dope.
I mean, like, yeah, like the first time I heard Agent Orange, like my mind was blown. I'm a lifelong fan. Like, that man can do no wrong by him.
Yeah, flawless delivery, style, technique. He's top tier.
Yeah, he really is.
Awesome. Well, I know that you guys do music that is extraordinarily liberty oriented and very counterculture, especially in this time where mainstream artists are saying, just obey the government and do what they tell you. So I'm kind of curious for each of y'all, who are your top 2 intellectual influences?
Ooh,
So we just talked a little about music, but intellectually, what has driven you toward the liberty sphere and think about the topic? So AB, kick it off. Who are your top 2 intellectual influences?
I love this question because even when you asked the last one, I was thinking about this tweet that we put out the other day from Freenauts. It was like, how would you describe Freenauts? It's like if Wu-Tang and Ron Paul had a baby, or like, what was the other one? It was like Tribe Called Quest meets
or Paul Tang
meets, I don't know, Frederick Bastiat or some shit. But yeah, I mean, the great Dr. Ron Paul's got to be up there, just in terms of, the energy that, he breathed into a lot of people who kind of started paying attention around the time that I did, with Ron Paul's 2008 campaign for president. He turned a lot of people into Republicans real quick, and then we all became anarchists real quick after that. So I mean, Republican was just to try to vote for him, but then when we realized that was all just a scam, anybody who was there, that was quite a journey to see it all unfold. I mean, even like with the political stuff it's just a road, that like it's like a discovery journey. Anybody who starts caring about political issues, they just like automatically think, I gotta start paying attention to like politics, right? And candidates and all that stuff. And then it doesn't take too long. My favorite joke is what's the difference between a libertarian and an anarchist? About 6 months,
right?
But yeah, I don't know, I gotta think about, you asked top 2, so I gotta think about the second one. But
no, thank
you. We'll circle back.
Up there.
Traffula, what you got?
Murray Rothbard definitely was I didn't even know it was an anarchist till somebody else called it out, and it was this song I did called Thomas Paine, and the homie that heard it, his reply to me was, "You're talking about anarchy," and at that time I wasn't giving myself any labels. I was actually skeptical of anarchism, just because I had to. I had went from being like a socialist Democrat. I was one of those guys, and then started reading. But I was reading Rothbard and all of them skeptically, like I wanted to prove them wrong. But then the song T-Pain, I did it, I wrote it, and it was just speaking from just whatever came to me. It was like I wasn't really plotting that song that way, but to hear somebody else say that I was an anarchist because of the song, I was like, I crossed over. I just did it. I don't know, without even thinking about it. And so Murray Rothbard, I think reading his shit, trying to prove him wrong, is what got me to really, analyze, economics and history. He's a historian, a freaking guy. He's a freaking historian, economist. He has he wrote a play. So Rothbard has like a ton of content. He was a content creator out the wazoo, lectures. So he'll take you on a crazy, on a trippy ride. The second one I would say would be Father Emmanuel McCarthy. He's a Catholic. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
I've heard the name.
I discovered him on the Lou Rockwell website because sometimes he'll put his essays. So he's a Christian, the anti-war Christian type of people. So I grew up as a Catholic, but don't always go to Catholic church because they're either trying to stick you for money or I don't know if they're like listening to the state and not really serving God, then you don't feel like going. So Reverend McCarthy has a gang of MP3s online, and I just started listening to him, and he became my pastor, like, or my reverend or whatever. So it's like almost like a stateless way of having like a spiritual guide or influence, and he helped really explain Christianity and like the real anti-war, pro-peace, how to not to be a statist Christian, because so many Christians, love the state. They love them some state, and so that's my second one.
Awesome. How about you, Kingdom Come?
I don't know if it falls into the vein, but I'm gonna just throw it out there anyways. George Carlin to me was like
Freaking
the man. I mean,
patron saint of course. George Carlin.
I have him tattooed on my foot. Like, if that man would have been president, man, good Lord,
everybody would have been fired.
Yeah, George Carlin. I don't know why it rings a bell, but he's one of my heroes.
Hey, fun fact: George Carlin was on the very first Freenauts song, featuring George Carlin.
He's a patron saint.
Saint Carlin.
Well,
it's called "Nowhere to Run." You gotta find it.
Everybody. So I mean, there's a few up there. Me more into the esoteric master teachers. There's a few that I'm very big on. Bobby Hemmett and Dr. Phil Valentine are two people that I follow closely.
Gotcha. Awesome. How about you, Stax?
I gotta start with Lysander Spooner. That man just exploded my mind. Like just reading his work. I could not defend against it, and this was still me in my transitioning phase, and that did it for me. That really did it for me. But I was still kind of, I don't know. I was still a little confused as to where exactly I belonged after reading through Spooner's work. But then I stumble upon a man named Ben Stone. Some people might know him as the Bad Quaker. He had a podcast that was amazing. And honestly, that man changed my life. Like he really, like I am permanently just an anarchist because of him. Like,
wow,
like that man is awesome.
That is awesome. Okay, well, wow, you guys got a wide diversity of different types of authors, entertainers, and things like that. So that's awesome. That even that you have different ways you reached your end goal, you all still kind of had that synchronicity of all powwowing over liberty and trying to produce music that promotes peaceful human action. So that's awesome.
Definitely.
Totally.
So when it comes to, I would say your kind of performance and things that you like to do any of y'all like to do music other than rap style? Do any of you have any like alternative, music things that you do, like maybe that's not necessarily rap?
I produce. I'll mess around with instruments, but I'm a hip hop baby. Like hip hop is my life. Even though like I listen to everything, so it's like people are like, "What are you listening to?" I'm like, if it's good, it's good. But I'm always down to try and express. I do a lot of different stuff, but nothing that I've released. But if it feels right, I do it. Pretty much. There's no constriction to the art.
I've branched out a little bit. I've played drums in a few different types of bands, like punk to hardcore to like indie rock or whatever. And I love playing drums. So sometimes I'll hop on a drum set during a live Freenauts show if it's around. We've done that before. We'll probably do that out in Acapulco in a few weeks. And I might even hit the booth tomorrow and lay down my last Freenauts verse where I get a little singy, put some auto-tune action on it.
There we go.
So
then have a rap party.
we got a real smooth breakup song coming out with Silver Stax and I.
Oh yeah, that one.
So,
yeah,
it's gonna be buttery.
Like the song's about a breakup, or it's
something like that. Yeah.
okay. Wow. Okay.
I got bars for that.
All right.
It's, I mean, it's a balanced hip hop album. You know, we gotta have a little bit of everything. You gotta have like the couple party songs. You know, a couple more like personal, emotional songs, and all that good stuff.
All right. Which one of you is the best cook?
This guy.
Not it.
Not even a challenge right here, me.
Oh yeah.
All right. What you
Chef
got?
Kingdom.
I vote for him.
Whatever.
That means you're making breakfast next month in Acapulco, bro.
I'm in Vegas right now for work for these cannabis industry shows, and look, I'm about to chef up right now. Like, what part of the world you want to go to? I'm South American, I'm Latino, but you want to go to Asia, wherever, Middle East, I do it all. Again,
it's true though. Argentinians have amazing food, so I've seen this man on the grill. He does work magic on the grill.
Yeah, totally forgot about that.
When y'all are hanging out, he's the one who's manning it.
If I'm asked, it's a thing of love. Like if I care for you or whatever, I'll bring you into my house. I'm gonna cook some food for you. It's just a, like extension of love. So that's what to me cooking is. I grew up in an Italian family, so it's my mom family. We're always, cooking massive plates. So
now that I think about it, yeah, we had a good time. What was it, a couple months ago? The guys were in Miami for a crypto event that we performed at, and shout out to Rafael Laverde, the crypto vigilante, was in town to speak, and we went to the grocery store to just stock up for a few days. They had a house they were renting and stuff, so this man and I were like, what kind of meats should we get? We're calling, yo, what should we get? Yeah, we're like, whatever. They're like, just get whatever. And then we're like, should we get chicken? Should we get sausage? Should we get steak? They're like, yeah. So I'm like, yo, Kingdom, what are we getting? And he's like, don't worry, I got this. So just boom, boom. We loaded up the cart. And yeah, we had hella meat that day. It's delicious.
Party. Yeah, pool party. It was a pool party, and we were rehearsing for the crypto. We performed at the crypto, and when we got there, Be Love and Be You, big shout out to Matt, him and his band. They were backing us up, so we actually did like a spontaneous. We knew our set, but we did our set with the live band, and then a big crowd formed around us there at the conference. So that'll be, the next step, the next evolution of the Freenauts, having like a whole band behind us, a DJ,
horns, brass section.
Wow.
Yeah, doing amazing bilingual. Well, we put in all the flavors, reach all the cultures, because that's our crew, man. We got a very diverse crew here.
The family tree.
Well, what's the craziest thing that y'all have done together? Not musically, but just like in hanging out. What's the craziest mess that y'all have all gotten into together?
What? This is YouTube, right?
Well, that's got to be some Anarchapulco story, right?
No, I can't say this on YouTube.
Okay, you know what? The first thing that comes to mind, I got a fun little story. What had happened was this was last year.
Oh Lord.
I can't confirm or deny.
Or was it the year before? No, I think this was last year. Where we were hosting the Anarchapulco watch party in Acapulco, and just this beautiful house.
Oh,
I mean, there's crazier stuff. Maybe somebody wants to give another answer. But
are you trying to tell the mob story?
Proceed.
Which story?
Oh,
no, just the spontaneous party where the whole brigade showed up and we had to turn up. So long story short,
DJ at like 4 a.m.
Exactly. So we were just a few people hanging out who were staying at that house, and some dude showed up, and we were just about to all go to bed. And some dude showed up, and he was like, and he walks up, and just was like, who's at the door? And this guy like walks in because it's kind of like it was like open or whatever, and he's like, yeah, I'm here for the party, and we're like, no, we don't know you. This is like a private house. There's not a party right now.
Get the fuck out of here.
We're all going to bed, Sorry. He's like, well, I see you guys like look like you're hanging out. We're like, nah, we're staying here. We're going to bed. Like, sorry, somebody gave you some wrong information. He's like, somebody said there was a party here. Like, I don't know, man. And but we were kind of sketched out because I don't know, maybe we were a little paranoid or whatever, that Mexico weed. But we're like, is this guy like a Fed or something? He just like, how did he find us? Like, what's going on? You know, we're a bunch of anarchists, like, you know, like you never know.
Weird.
I'm here for the party, dudes.
So it was, yeah, he had like a weird vibe. Anyway, he turned out to be totally cool.
Hey,
But anyway,
fellow teenagers,
so
I'm
we
here
like
for the
kick him
party.
out. We're like, sorry, man. And we like, so we were like, you gotta go. He's like, all right. And
Not even 5
so he
minutes.
goes. A few seconds later, like I walk down the stairs, and maybe a minute later, I hear all this music, like music from up there. And so I'm like, what the hell is going on? And we had just shut all the music off, you know, in the house. And I go upstairs and I turn the thing at get to the top of the stairs, and I see Jeff Berwick. And he's got like no shirt on. He's got like a drink in his hand. He's got like a bunch of girls and people like behind him. Everybody's jumping out of like Escalades.
When he has the shirt off, he's the shit credible Hulk. Like you have to remember, he's already like
he's transformed.
Party monster. It was really fun. So we had no idea they were showing up, and I'm like, yo, Jeff, and everybody's like, yo, Freenauts, and I'm like, what up? And then they all had come from some club. So I run downstairs and I'm like, come on down, let's party, you know. And you know, it's like he's like the host of the whole bang shindig down there. So
back to work, guys.
So yeah, so I'm like, I run down and I'm like, yo, CTRAFFIK, Kingdom Come, put the turntables back on, get the music. We're not going to bed. And so all of a sudden that turned into the craziest party probably of my life. That was just like literally like 40 people just came down the stairs, maybe more. That, you know, Jeff decided to just show up at the house that we were all about to go to bed, and then we ended up having
did he invite the whole club, or did he hire a flash mob? How did he get these people?
These were all a bunch of libertarians. That's why it was the coolest thing.
It was
like
like
a 3-story like villa picture of a drug lord. It's a narco's house. It looks like 3 stories. It was amazing.
Yeah, we're looking at the bay.
It was beautiful.
It's in the video. It's in the Agora video we played at the intro.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, that's the most PG YouTube friendly answer to I can give.
That was a fun night.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So for each of you, what is your favorite gun to shoot? I'm gonna start with Alex.
Oh man, I like revolvers. I'm like I like to keep it classic. So give me a good 6-shooter.
No shell, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my steez.
All right, Traffy.
I'm kind of a shitbird myself, so I like shotguns, birdshot, buckshot, just because, you know, it does its job, you know, it does its job, and I don't know. I'm trying not to like violate the YouTube rules and shit, but, you know. No, but that's a nice and reliable. It'll fuck up your hearing. That's the only thing, you know.
Yeah.
You don't have time to get some whatchamacallit, hearing protection. But
well, bro, I was shooting that.
Oh, the automatics.
Yeah.
So
yeah, those are fun.
Kingdom Come, what you got?
Man, I like pistols. I'm a Glock man, but I'm a sucker for AR. I mean, you know.
Yeah, there's probably nothing more fun to shoot than an AR, I guess.
That's pretty fun, yeah. All right, Stax, what do you like?
I love guns, but I should stay away from this question for reasons.
YouTube reasons.
YouTube reasons.
Reasons.
on advice of legal counsel.
Guys, give me 1 second. I have to step away for just 1 second.
Sure.
Right
They're at his door.
Va bene.
Oh, shit. FBI, open up.
I know, right? So,
we told you.
Alexa snitched.
If anywhere at in any of your performances like that, have you ever had an instance where some other group tried to like beef with you and like, you know, step up and try to like get in your guys' face or like try to push back with you as performers?
Not when I'm around.
Man, this is way back in the day, like performing in Miami. Anyway, you could have been at the Madhouse, could have been at any club. Some dummy, some dum will be
up in Miami, so I feel like we're
we got a lot of those stories.
to see the fuckery before it comes. So
Yeah, Boulevard Cafe. I used to, but going back to the question about like what other music do you do? I used to be a radio DJ on 88.1, and I was doing like I was actually playing like Spanish hip hop and all that stuff way back in the day. And I also
DJ
used to get hired.
Traficante. This guy
DJ
was the first
Traficante.
man to play freaking reggaeton on the radio.
quote that.
It was called Underground.
I know Nori likes to take the shot.
Google it.
I don't know if you get this. I got the freaking 88.1 FM.
Oh.
Yeah, for those who know, it was a Miami staple underground radio station.
Big shout out to
National University.
DJ Justin Zane, little big man from Panama, was the co-host. So me and him shut it down. We got a lot of crazy stories. I'll tell you, like one of my favorite stories from that time being DJ Traficante is going to Puerto Rico for In the House magazine. Was doing a Lifetime Achievement Award for Daddy Yankee. Lifetime Achievement Award for his whole career. And this was in 2002. So this is like before Gasolina, before all the shit he's done. Now he's a bigger freaking star. But he was really humble. It was really nice. He was cool peoples. And Tego Calderon and his manager were two sheets to the wind. And Evie Queen was there. A lot of cool peoples to be in Club Lasers in San Juan. So I used to get hired to be like a salsa DJ, salsa merengue, old school. So I can still, I still can freak it. So I'm a backup DJ, also backup grill master. I back up everybody because Ruin, who's coming to Acapulco, is super amazing DJ, super live DJ. DJ Ruin and DJ Excess, two of my favorite DJs, amazingly talented that are in our orbit. And Ruin is gonna represent at Acapulco. He's the official party DJ. And he normally DJs in Wynwood at the what is that place called? The yard or the?
I mean that's
the deck. Freaking Wynwood. Oh yeah. So is he still there? He's still rocking there. I think so. He's gonna be there the Saturday before in Acapulco, so people can go catch him live at the deck in Wynwood. DJ Ruin. So we got better DJs than me on the team, thankfully, and better producers too with Stax and AV.
Awesome.
I'm okay.
Okay. All right. Well, starting with Stax, I got a question. What is your ideal lady like? What would you like in a girl?
Oh, snap.
This is a curveball. Nah, honestly, I don't like I'm very simple. I don't need much. Like just be understanding and not just not kill me. Just don't kill me. You know what I mean? But I mean somebody that has like a humor, somebody that has a good sense of humor though, because I'm always just shitting around, and you know what I mean? Like it's cool to have somebody to bounce off with that energy. But you know what I mean? Like just the basics are good. Just, loyalty, respect, understanding, like I don't really need too much.
Gotcha. All right, Kingdom Come, what's your ideal lady like?
I like them all.
Girls.
That is very wide. It's cast very wide.
My preferences, sure, but I find beauty in all women. There's always something, and sometimes that outweighs different perspectives. But
you talking about my mom, bro?
Bro, what do you expect?
Okay, Dracula, what do you like?
Oh man, I like their answers. I have to steal their homework. I mean, I think I do have like one kind of. I'm not gonna say it's a requirement. Maybe it might be a deal breaker. It's I hope they're not allergic to bees, because I'm gonna have a lot of bees in the backyard, like for a long time. I'm gonna be keeping bees for a while. So if they don't, but ideally it would be she would be a gardener. She's gonna be happy. I'll take care of all the bees, and there are gonna be a ton of them. And if we collaborate on the garden, let's go for it. That seems legit. Plus everything those guys said about love and loyalty and things.
The deal breaker is a good question. That's a good one.
Yeah. AV, what you got?
Oh man, yeah. See, you gotta leave me last, and then I gotta top all them. Like I just.
You
to
could
summarize everything they said.
crypto investor.
Yeah.
On advice of legal counsel, I'm abstaining from this question. No, I'm just kidding. If I would add anything, it'd be curiosity. Like that's kind of something that I really seek in relationships with anybody. If I'm gonna, spend time like talking to you, are you interested in what I have to say? Are you interested in learning more about the world? Or are you just, sort of like
Shallow.
interested? Yeah, I mean, just like branching out. I guess, like skepticism comes with that too. It's kind of like the flip side of the coin. But just like a desire to want to know more about the world and anything. Because like I'm somebody who like my interests are so varied, like, I can bounce, from so many different topics and the same conversation and like try to tie it all together and stuff. So like, if you can keep up with me, God bless you.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Especially if I got sativa that day.
Especially with sativa, especially. So here's an interesting question for each of y'all. If there was one either group or artist you could collaborate with outside of Freenauts, who would it be? So I'm going to kick off here with Stax again. Who could it be if you, again, a group or artist, whatever, if you could collaborate, who would it be?
Dead or alive?
Alive, because if they're dead, you can't collaborate.
That's true.
So there's a
well, not necessarily an artist, but God, it would be a dream to work with DJ Premier.
Oh yeah,
like an absolute dream. Like that, I could die happy after that.
That's a good one.
Okay. All right, can you come?
Honestly, I've worked with some of the biggest artists that I looked up to personally growing up. A lot of the guys from Wu-Tang, Wise Intelligent from Poor Righteous Teachers, the Beat Nuts, like people that I like. Yo, these are like my superheroes, and So I've worked with a lot of people that look at me like, oh, they're passing me the baton. So that feels amazing. So I've probably worked with everyone I wanted to. Make a few select hip hop artists, but honestly, Sade.
You took my answer, you jerk.
Hands down.
Jerk. Couldn't wait for me to.
That's okay. That's okay.
I got Sade right here. I'm staring at it right here on my wall. It's right here.
Well, let's see, Travis. Who's your second? Who's your number two? Who's your number two?
Sade. Frick. I got a song idea for Manu Chao. So I guess now I can put it out to the universe and manifest that. Manu Chao. Oh. I got a joint that that also features Be Real. Actually, that's the song. It's gonna be dope.
So Cypress Hill.
I have the whole song ready. I got the hook. It's gonna be real funky. It's gonna be awesome.
We'll have Muggs do the beat.
Well, it's kind of like Manu Chao has to do the beat. That's why Manu Chao is Manu Chao. He's gonna be playing the guitar and he's gonna be singing the hook and me and Be Real just rip verses. It's a really funny subject too. It would be awesome if that could happen. So there you go.
There you go.
It's gonna be insane in the membrane.
Insane in the brain.
Insane in the
brain. Who is it? Who you want to collaborate with? If you could pick anybody, again, it could be a producer, could be an artist or group. Just who would you want to collaborate if you could? As Freenauts.
Yeah, it took me a second, but and then I was like, oh, it's so obvious. I gotta say, Run the Jewels. I think Run the Jewels is probably doing some of the dopest shit right now in hip hop. As far as their production, I've always been a fan of LPs. Beats are just like insane. And Killer Mike, with that Atlanta flavor, which is dominating hip hop, and he's just an OG from back in the day with the Outkast family and all them. But them as a duo are I think probably the best hip hop stuff out, other than Freenauts right now. So we gotta link up, Run the Jewels. Actually, we got a mutual connection. They've collaborated with an old friend of mine, Boots. Yeah, like I said, I played drums in some bands and stuff. So growing up in South Florida, you know, you work with some cool people in the right circles. So like young circles. But yeah, so we've been trying to get Run the Jewels actually out to Anarchapulco for a few years now too, because, you know, a lot of their songs are like, you know, really nailing a lot of what Liberty people are talking about and saying and putting it into dope hip hop, you know. So that's my answer.
It's a go.
RTJ.
All right, so we're about to wrap up shortly here. So I just wanted to see how people could connect with you guys, you know, follow your work, you know, stay in tune with whatever you got coming out next release-wise, support you and things like that. So where are the best places for people to, you know, follow with you guys, see what's going on, you know, check out when you're going to do live performances, things like that?
Totally.
No, AV
I'd say Freenauts, follow Freenauts everywhere. I made the mistake of saying that we're like banned everywhere on the last show, but really we're just banned on Instagram. And you can follow Freenauts everywhere else on the social medias, even the alternative ones. Actually, we still got to get on some of those other alternative ones. This week we'll be joining Odyssey, and what else do we got to get on? CTRAFFIK.
I think that's the one. And the other one? And the other one that they use. We'll find it. That's the one that has all the spicy material. That's the ones that we got to put on with it.
Are we supposed to be on Getter now too?
I'm not sure, but as long as it's on the blockchain or something. If they have a blockchain or something, then we're probably going to be on that network. But everybody has their own shit.
Oh yeah,
so
we're on Twitch.
The good thing that my
Follow us on Twitch.
That's my CTRAFFIK at CTRAFFIK and everything. Go pick a network. I'm probably there, and I'm probably not keeping up with it, but I'm there. But I try my best to like blast the stuff. I'm with the Freenauts and whatchamacallit. So right now Malbec is streaming everywhere, right? Kingdom Come. So that's already boom. That was the January release. February release is the Freenauts 2/22/22. Which side are you on? And then in March I have a solo album that I'm dropping. So we have like consecutive Freenaut shit dropping all the time. So, you know, look for CTRAFFIK on all the streaming channels. And now Stax too. Stax has his. Is that how you do your thing, Stax, on the Twitters?
Nah, it's I Stack Silver.
Damn, you have to change your name on the box or something.
Yeah, follow Silver Stax on Twitter. I Stack Silver.
Yeah. I Stack Silver.
Yeah. So Kingdom Come with a K. Twitter, Instagram. Website is kingdomcomemusic.com. It'll take you to everywhere. You know, videos, over 100 videos, music videos you can check out from projects and stuff like that. But yeah, Kingdom Come Music everywhere.
Hell yeah. And before we go here, I want to show everybody, here's a little classic image. Y'all remember this?
Shit. Look at it. Don't tread on me.
Throw back.
Shit.
Back
that
in the
is
day.
A throwback. That's
Right?
great.
How many
That
houses
was in my old place.
how many places ago?
I've moved several times since then.
It's a great group picture of us from back in the day when you actually were doing a little bit of work together there, AV and CTRAFFIK. You guys were like collaborating back then. I think you just had come down from New York, actually.
Somewhere. No, the whole thing is that was like the early days of the Freenauts. That's when Stax was on that first album, and we recorded the Can't Turn Away. We were having our sessions there in Fort Lauderdale. We did Can't Turn Away and a few other tracks. That was like 4 years ago when we first went to Anarchapulco. That was our first material. So we were already, you know, planting the seed. And now, you know, Freenauts is growing bigger, and they're booking us now for these crypto conferences and probably many other like Liberty festivals that come our way. We're ready because we got the material and we got a great show that we're going to be doing. So 3 weeks from now, Acapulco, we got to do it again. So we're getting ready.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited for you guys, though. I mean, it's going to be great. You got a lot of shows coming up. It sounds like you guys have a lot of, like, this is going to be the year of Freenauts with what you've told me so far. 2022, you got, you know, new album dropping, all this other music coming, and all these performances. So is this going to be?
Sir. I've been saying Freenauts is the future. Yeah. Well, the future is here.
It feels like it.
Future's now.
Would you say is this your biggest year in terms of production? And
well, last year was amazing too. Last year last year we did a lot last year too. But yeah, now that we're like rolling out new material, I think we're gonna be able to leverage all the momentum from last year and just keep it going forward, because now we're armed with new material. and let us get the band together. We got some people's on the way.
Oh yeah, and we got a lot of collabs coming up too that aren't even gonna be able to get done in time to make it on this album that drops next month. But there's some great stuff coming out that people have been asking to see for a while for us to collab with this person or that person. So yes, 2022 is the year. Yeah, we'll probably drop another album before this year's done.
100%. And I got 5 in the clip ready to go. So
this guy is always ready to go.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I got a collabo with Low Zone, just to plug it. There's the Low Zone thing is coming out in March, right, Kingdom?
I believe
We're on another collabo, Orlando, Miami hip hop collabo, and I got a crazy verse on that could have been on the Freenauts album. Crazy verse. I was talking shit about the metaverse. I went off on that track. That's coming out on another album, so we're showing up everywhere.
Everywhere.
We're always working.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, AV, CTRAFFIK, Kome, Silver Stax, for coming on, sharing your passion, your work with us here, and just getting out there, put more positivity in the world, beats, rhymes, and liberty. So everyone, please go check out the work, support them, check out what they're doing in their next live shows and their albums and things like that. And I'm excited to touch base with y'all guys maybe later this year and see how that album drop goes and how your performance goes. So.
Yeah, and shout out to you guys too, Jack and Philosopher. Love what you guys are doing. Y'all are one of the people that we need to get on a track soon. So big ups to everything that you guys are doing with the Voluntarius and all the music. Just super excited to see what you guys have in store for this year as well. So cheers.
Yeah. We do have that I Did Not Consent song that we are doing the music video for coming up. So that's pretty cool. So thank you. I do appreciate that. And exactly one day we got to all come together and maybe do a little something here at our studio. So
yeah. Word.
Do it live.
I'm always
let's make it happen.
Do it.
All right. Well, take care, everybody. And I'll actually be streaming tomorrow, I think at 1 p.m. with another new guest on the 5th episode of Zero State. And it's going to be an exciting surprise. So tune in then, and I'll check you guys later.
All right, man.
Take care, everybody.
Appreciate it, Jack.
Peace.
Zero State with Jack Lloyd.